When you buy a lottery ticket in Saskatchewan, your money really goes a long way. More than 12,000 sport, culture, and recreation groups receive funding from Sask Lotteries every year. Everyone wins.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Well, folks, welcome to the 2024 Curl Sask Mixed Doubles Provincials, taking place in the southwest corner of Saskatchewan in Speedy Creek. We have playoff semifinal action for you this morning. You have Nancy Martin and Steve Laycock, who were the A qualifiers, battling it off against the brother-sister combination of Rylan Kleiter and Madison Kleiter in one semifinal. In the other semifinal action, you will have the husband-wife combination of Garrett Springer and Jill Springer versus Christy Gamble and Dustin Keltoff. These are your semifinal matchups, folks, and in our featured game, it will feature Nancy Martin and Steve Laycock, curling out of the new Martensville Curling Club, I believe. And they will be battling Madison Kleiter and Rylan Kleiter, who curl out of the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon. Two top mixed doubles teams, folks. I promise you, we are in for one heck of a game. Steve Laycock and Nancy Martin, by virtue of winning the A event and being the top seed, chose Hammer for this semifinal action. And we are underway with Madison Kleiter playing the in-turn draw to the top of the 4-foot here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Steve waddles down the ice. You'll notice up top there, they only are given 22 minutes each to play an 8-end curling game. That's thinking time. 22 minutes of thinking time. So not a pile of time, and it does make for the athletes to have to run back and forth down the ice. You want to sweep your partner's stone, but you also need to be in the house to see what types of shots, what the situations are of the rocks. Stevie on this rock right out of Nancy's hand, looking to come down and freeze to the Kleiter stone. Nancy does just that. Little freeze, little tap, leaves red line 1 here in the first end. Folks, we will keep you up to date around the rink. There's only one other semifinal game going on, but we will keep you posted. As always, here at the Swift Current Curling Club, every single sheet, every single game, every single rock thrown, you can find on many platforms. The Swift Current Curling Club's YouTube channel. And for this mixed doubles provincial event, we are pushing the feed through to the Curling Zone platform as well as Curl Sask's YouTube channel. So I'd like to welcome all our viewers tuning in on all three of the platforms this is being pushed to. I'd like to let all our early viewers know that the chat on Curling Zone is opened up. Would love for you to tune in, say hi, let me know where you're watching from, and let me know who you're cheering for. Steve playing a little out-turn freeze here. Makes a pistol of a shot. Leaving the red rock. And Martin Laycock lying shot rock right on the button here with hammer in the first end. Coach Dean Kleiter, you can see in the back. He is the one on the bottom left, not in the top middle. Top middle has been one of the faithful fans. He's been coming out to every single draw. Says he likes the fast action play of the mixed doubles. Rylan Kleiter having to massage this one down. He's looking for the freeze, maybe get to the inside of that red rock. Comes up a little bit light, but I think it accomplishes what they were looking for. The Kleiter team is happy choking off that out-turn side, as they do have an in-turn tap here at any point. Old Stevie Lay is going to remove that yellow rock. But as I've mentioned before, folks, she can be eventful with Steve's out-turn here. Slide a hair tight, set her a hair back, jump up and go pillar to post and be wide. Whoa, he just gets a sliver of that yellow rock and accomplishes what he was set out to do. Team Kleiter's not wasting much time, giving Rylan a second opportunity to play the shot he played on his last one. Typically in this type of situation, you'll always love to throw the same shot twice. Gives you the opportunity to kind of hone in. And typically the second time you throw it, you make it perfect. Looking for a tight guard. That's exactly what Rylan does here. Ladies and gentlemen, the chat feature is turned on. One of our viewers chiming in already. Mr. Clint Walker tuning in from South Carolina. Morning to you, Clint. Hope all is well down in South Carolina. Thank you for tuning in to check out the 2024 Mixed Doubles Provincial Curling Championships. Not exactly sure what the plan is for Steve here on this in-turn. Kleiters are sitting in a really good situation with where their shot is on the top of the button. Steve looking to come right to it if possible. Right to the back one, rather, to potentially lie two. Steve accomplishes what he was after. I think he was looking for a sliver more curl on that, but possibly has red line two here with hammer in the first end. Team Kleiters are played this whole kind of end knowing they had this in-turn tap back, but it's kind of do or die here. They can make an excellent shot here by tapping this back 6 inches. And the team of Lehor and Martin won't have much if this shot's executed nicely. The crowd watching intently in the back. On the edge of their seats here in this first end action. Kleiter keeping an eye on this yellow here, looking for some curl. Not quite getting to the inside. Possibly leaving a triple for 4. Now the question is, can A, Nancy throw it hard enough? B, is there enough room between the guard? She'll need to hit about a half a rock in order to score 3 or 4 here. But anything on the inside should get her 3 points here in this first end. I'm curious as to what kind of weight she's going to attack this with. Weight's not so much as important as getting to the inside of that yellow rock. As long as you get to the inside, you're going to score 3 points. Board weight will do the trick. Stevie on the brush here in the first end. Nancy's bellowing. I can hear her through the glass. They got to get by the guard. And she will just rack on the guard. Now the question is, who is second shot? We know red has 1 for sure. Stevie booted that pretty quick, which leads me to believe it was only 1 for the red. But we'll find out exactly what it was once we come back from this short commercial break here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan.
Hi there, Jim Hale for S3 Air Systems. Today we're going to talk about their new product, UFO Aeration. Here you can see the completed durable powder-coated steel frame construction and the large mega louver design that allows 4 times more airflow than traditional steel louver designs. Here I'm just bolting the stage halves together. You can see how the components lock together with just a counterclockwise twist for different aeration needs, where you can add and remove stages. Just remember that once there's grain in the bin, you can't change how many stages are in it. Please empty the bin before you change the number of stages.
Folks, we're back here. Kick off the second end of the 2024 Provincial Mixed Doubles semifinal between Martin Laycock and the brother-sister combo Kleiters. Red was forced to 1 in the first end. Kleiters will have the hammer here in the second end. You can see Nancy came up a little light with her in-turn draw, which allowed Madison to wrap another one, but unfortunately Madison slipped a tickle too deep. And Steve's going to have the opportunity to absolutely glue 1 to those yellows and almost take the end away right out of the gate. Steve elects to throw and sweep all 5 rocks in the end. Great shot by Steve coming to the top of the button. Not quite sure if he got shot rock. I don't think he did. But controlling the top of that forefoot is always important in any style of curling. And I think Steve will be happy with the result of that shot. Rylan, the rocket glider, is going to come with some parking lot weight here and try to clean some guards up if possible. Looking for the double peel. And he just gets the one. Missed the call here. I believe Steve's electing to replace that center guard. Battle of Saskatchewan, mixed doubles heavyweights here with the Martin Laycock team ranked 12th in the ranking system, playing the Kleiter tandem, who are ranked 14th. Let's have a peek here. I believe that's in the world. Yeah, those are world rankings, folks, and Steve and Nancy are ranked 12th, and I believe they already have a spot at the Nationals in New Brunswick, regardless of the outcome of this weekend. But as always, you want to be a provincial champion and wear your province colors proudly. Much like Skylar Ackerman and her team are at the Scotties, off to a great start, beating PEI, and then battling for a big win over Caitlin Laws last night to start 2-0 at her debut Scotties event. Stevie looking to throw some smoke here and remove a couple of yellows if possible. The goal here for them will certainly be to force a single and get that hammer back. Steve-O's hard on this one. I believe he was looking for the nose or a sliver high to kind of leave their red rock frozen on the yellow if possible. Came real close, but it might allow Rylan, the Rocket Kleiter, to throw a big weight double here in lie 2 with hammer in the second end. Folks, the chat is turned on the Curling Zone feed. If you're out there watching, say hi. Let me know where you're tuned in from watching. Welcome all our viewers across all 3 platforms. Rylan needed a hair more curl on that one to make the double and roll behind that corner guard, and just doesn't quite get it. He gets a sliver tucked around that guard, but it will leave Nancy the opportunity to hit and roll to the wing, lie 2, and get the force, which is what they're after. Great big shout out to Amanda Lewin from Southern Manitoba. She's tuned in on the Curling Zone platform watching this mixed doubles curling semifinal here in Saskatchewan. Good morning to you and hello. Thank you for saying hi. Nancy Martin with a soft weight hit here on her last one in the second end. Steve-O's just cleaning it, so that's typically a good sign. Nancy makes the hit in lie 2. It will leave Madison a nose hit for a single here in the second end. So we have Southern Manitoba and we have South Carolina. Where else are the viewers tuned in from? Get on the chat on the Curling Zone feed. Rylan the Rocket going pillar to post on this one. They need a nose hit and have to stick around. Madison makes no mistake. It's 1 point for yellow here after 2 ends of play. When we come back, we'll bring you an update of the other semifinal after this brief, short commercial break.
You silence the doubters. You get the best tools. You work with the right people. You look to the future and bust through.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea? Great idea. Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrient Financial. Financing that's in the field with you.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Alrighty, folks, we are back. We are back. We are back. So this curling stadium, very innovative. They're doing wonderful things to bring curling and showcase this sport in Saskatchewan. And I'll show you how unique this is. My name's Chris Heichert, and I am commentating this matchup for you, and I figured I'd come out to say hello to all our viewers. I'm doing the commentary remotely right from my iPhone. I'll give you all a big wave here. Hello to all the viewers tuned in. There's a couple hundred of you watching this semifinal matchup. Curling Stadium brings curling right to your device, your tablet, no matter where you're located. If anyone is ever interested in doing some commentating of any Curling Stadium broadcasted event, please feel free to reach out to the fine folks at Curling Zone. Contact the Swift Current Curling Club and we'll pass you along. We would love to have people interested in giving their shot at commentating. It's a pile of fun here, folks. Any old Tom, Dick, or Chris Heichert has the ability to do this. 2 feet and a heartbeat are the prereqs for your resume if you're looking to commentate. Back to the action here. We're all tied up at 1 apiece. Several rocks in the 4-foot here to get things underway. Quick update for you folks. The Springer combo. They were forced to 1 in the first end in the other semifinal, and we are down to Skip's last shot in the second end. In the other semifinal matchup, we will keep you posted on that game as well. Rylan the Rocket on this one, going pillar to post. Comes up a little light of where they wanted it, but it's in a great spot. Controlling the top of that forefoot in this mixed doubles is always so crucial. And I'm quite certain you're going to see that rock be promoted here at some point in this end. Steve looking to draw right into the forefoot, right onto the button if possible. Here with the hammer in the third end. Well, Steve-O makes a little chop. That in-turn is an absolute weapon of Steve. I'd like to wish Nancy Martin a happy belated birthday. I believe it was her birthday yesterday. Nancy doesn't look a day over 30. I think she's 30 and holding strong. So happy belated birthday to Nancy. Glad you could spend it in Swift Current, Saskatchewan here. You know, you look at the two in the back there, Nancy and Steve, and there is a whole pile of accomplishments and experience and wealth and knowledge. Steve participating in close to 20 provincial tankards in his time. I believe he's been in 13 finals. He's won 7 of them in Saskatchewan. He shuffled off to BC to curl with Jimmy Cotter and won 2 or 3 out that direction as well. Steve's getting a little long in the tooth, but he has to be one of Saskatchewan's most accomplished male curlers in this province. Absolute pistol there by the Rocket Rylan Kleiter. Speaking of the Kleiters, the two in the back there, Rylan and Madison, brothers and sisters, they will be much of the future of curling in the men's and women's scene in Saskatchewan. Those two are excellent curlers. Rylan participating in, I believe, 5 provincial junior championships and representing Saskatchewan at the nationals and juniors. Lost the final of the tankard this year to a strong Mike McEwen team and definitely has a bright future in curling here in Saskatchewan. And same goes with Madison, losing the provincial women's final with Nancy Martin this year to the Ackerman team. 2 excellent curlers. And they come by it honestly. Dean Kleiter, their old man, was a great curler in his right, playing with the big unit. Brian Humble for many years. Steve-O looking to glue one in there if possible. Not a bad shot. Red with the hammer here in the third end. Let's take a peek at that other game. See what the Doukhobor is up to. It looks like Christy Gamble and Dustin Keltoff scored a single in the second end. So it's 1-1 in the other semifinal matchup. Absolute mess of rocks here in the 4-foot and the 8-foot on our feature sheet. Steve, a year or 2 ago, when the young junior team, Kleiter, graduated from junior curling, Steve worked with the team a little bit as kind of a coach / fifth. And that's great to see some of our top male curlers in the province with lots of experience working with what will soon be the future of curling in Saskatchewan. We are chasing after that 1980 Brier title that Rick Folk won for Saskatchewan, and we have not won one since, going on 44 years. Our hopes will rest on good old hometown Saskatchewan products, Mike McEwen and Brent Lang this year at the Montana's Brier to win us a Brier title. It's been a long time coming for Saskatchewan. So many great curlers have come up through the ranks. Folks, I got no clue what shot should be played here. Pile of rocks, pile of angles, who knows? Nancy Martin here with the hammer in the third. I believe they've decided on a shot that should score her a couple. She was a hair tight on her last in-turn she threw. Steve-O's right off this one. Needs to hair by that guard. And she does not quite curl up enough to get shot rock. Yellow steals one here in the third end. And the brother-sister Kleiter combo will take a 2-1 lead after 3 ends of play here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Go top up your coffee and Bailey's, folks. We'll be right back after this quick break.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
At PharmaSave, we see you and we care. For prescriptions for common conditions, expert health advice, or support for life's little mishaps, come talk to your PharmaSave pharmacist.
Live well with PharmaSave.
This right here is time well spent. Why not pour yourself a smooth Saskatchewan-made Original 16? Warm up to the opportunity to seize the day.
Short commercial break, just like we like. Welcome back, folks, and welcome, Teresa. Good morning from Montana, USA. Been getting to know Teresa quite well over these past few days, as Teresa has been one of my #1 fans tuning in to watch the mixed doubles curling here in Saskatchewan. She's a big fan. She's getting excited for the US of A to host their state championships or national championships or whatever it is them Yankees down there do. Folks, it's some riveting action here in Swift Current. You can see the fan in the background on the absolute edge of his seat. We have viewers tuned in from South Carolina, Southern Manitoba, Montana. But I've yet to have a viewer chime in on the chat from Saskatchewan. So if you're out there, let me know. Say hi. Ask me a dire question. I claim to have all the answers. yellow line 2 here without the hammer in the 4th end. These are 8 end games, folks, and the games fly by. It's fast action, not a pile of time to think, and lots of rocks. They've really tried to shorten the game, make it more fast paced, and make it exciting, and they've definitely done that with this mixed doubles discipline. Nice shot by Steve-O to get control of the top of the rings and create a wall of China in the back of the 8-foot. Folks, you're watching the 2024 Curl Sask Mixed Doubles Provincials. These teams have been competing since Thursday for the right to represent Saskatchewan at the 2024 Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championship, March 17th to 22nd. It will take place at the Aitken University Center at the University of New Brunswick and the Capital Winter Club in Fredericton, New Brunswick. Coming up in less than a month, who will be wearing the green and white? Well, in a few hours, we'll have that answer for you with the final coming up at 1 p.m. today, folks. I'll be on the call. You won't want to miss that one. Get your popcorn ready, and we will see you all then as well. Kleiter elects to play the freeze on that red rock, hoping to shrink the scoring area on old Stevie Lay. Looks like the Duke and Christy Gamble and the Springers have a measurement for some points here in the 3rd end in the other semifinal action. As always, Dustin Keltoff is right in there like a dirty shirt, making sure the officials do their jobs correctly. Looks like red by a mittful. I will keep you updated on the score in that game here. Stevie Lay pipe looking to make a play on that back yellow and roll in, I believe. July 2 or 3 here in this 4th end. Nancy calling line, Steve throwing it on the brush, looking to make a little chop and lie if possible. Nice shot by Steve. I think he was hoping to throw a little more weight on that, get a little bit more of a roll. But in any event, with hammer, line 2 here in the 4th end, I think they're going to like that situation. Good morning to Georgette Sparks, tuned in from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Getting an update in that other semifinal. Springers got forced to 1 in the 3rd end, and they have a 2-1 lead over Christy Gamble and Dustin Keltoff in the other semifinal action. Rylan the Rock throwing some smoke here, looking to make some noise. The old airmail. I think he set that one a hair back, and that was not the intended result he was asked after. This will give Stevie Lay Wrench an opportunity to play the intern draw and put a pile of heat on the Kleiter tandem. Steve with his preferred in-turn draw. Jumps up to get on this one early here. Looking to come right to the backing. Little roll in front of his red. Leaves red line 3 with hammer here in the 4th end. Big shot coming up for Madison. Madison has been absolutely clutch all weekend. No shot bigger than in her C event qualifying game. She made an absolute pistol to come through a hole and count 1. She's definitely the best looking one in that Kleiter family, but may even have the best touch of the Kleiters as well. Madison, an excellent curler, and definitely could make some noise in the Saskatchewan curling scene if we can keep her in Saskatchewan. There is a rumor that she's heading down south to Arizona to take some schooling for the next 4 years. Looking for a little hit and roll here. Rylan's on the brush. Looks like she made it for possibly second, maybe third shot. But this will give Nancy Martin a nose hit for 3 points here in the 4th end, and to jump out to a little lead over this Kleiter tandem. Big shot here for Nancy Martin. The old speed wobble coming out of the hack. Stevie Lake cleans it early. Clean is typically a good sign. Going with the Eugene Ritzik method of trying to carve the stone. Needs to stick around in the 4-foot, and she does not. But she removes the rock, and it will be a score of 2 for Martin Layhorn here in the 4th end. Folks, I promise you, the game is just getting started. We are in for some action-packed curling in the second half of this game. Go top up your coffee and Bailey's, folks. We'll be back with a brief update to the other semifinal right after this short commercial break.
New at Asham. Take your game to the next level with the Gushu Ultra Light. Equipped with our world-famous rotator disc system that attaches by Velcro, quickly and easily upgrade and replace your sliding platform. Check out our website at asham.com.
Here is what cowboy dreams are made of. Strong, calloused hands, open skies, the smell of leather and horses and sagebrush. It's getting off the road to explore, a chance to have a real Western experience. Hats, boots, and hard work. It's finding peace while connecting to the land and with those on the same adventure. Pull up a seat or get in the saddle in our living skies and Badlands. Saskatchewan.
This isn't just a beer. This is a double-aged, never-back-down, full-of-heart Western beer. This is a beer brewed by 16 guys who risked it all. Original 16. Underdogs since 1989.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good, and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
Folks, we're back here with a quick update for you. I have nothing to update. They're still battling it out here in the fourth end in the other semifinal. The big unit, Garrett Springer, and his lovely-looking wife, Jill Springer, up against Dustin, the Duke of Borkeltoff, and Christy Gamble. It is 2-1 for the Springer twosome, and we are down to the last rocks here of play. It's neat that we can pan with our cameras around the rink, giving you updates on all the action here in Swift Current. And I assure you, after our short commercial breaks, we will update you on what the final result of this end becomes.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
We feed the world with nutrient, and a large portion of what our job is to get fertilizer out with the carriers so they can get directed to the farms or to the different retail locations. We know that if we don't have the answer to something, we're not afraid to reach out because we have support from everyone. We've got a really good team behind us.
Viterra's world-leading, fully integrated agriculture network connects producers and consumers to supply sustainable, traceable, and quality-controlled agricultural products. We'd like to recognize Viterra's ongoing support to curling in Saskatchewan through funding youth and school clinics, as well as other programs, and of course, the Women's Provincial Championship. Thank you, Viterra, for everything you've done and continue to do for curling in Saskatchewan.
New at Asham, the Helix Flynet, and Express Ultralight, featuring our rotator disc system that attaches by Velcro. Quickly and easily upgrade and replace your sliding platform. Check out our website at asham.com.
Hi, I'm Shannon, and we're here at the brand new Bike Tricks electric bike showroom in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It's grand opening, so we're gonna head inside and talk to some Bike Tricks customers. Let's go.
I chose Bike Tricks because of the reputation. I know people who have Bike Tricks bikes, and I know that it's a local company, which I like to support local. They're great bikes.
Come down and see the team here. They're really a great team of people. Check out the bikes, go for a ride.
Well, would you look at that? We got the Bucarac family upstairs tuned in and watching. Welcome to the Bucaracs. Old Carter Williamson wasn't sold when I said Bucarac threw a Buca brick the other game. But sometimes you just have to call a spade a spade. Bucaracs making it into the quarterfinals here in Swift Current, losing out to the Duke of Bor and Christy Gamble last night in the quarters. Quick update for you on that Springer game. Christy Gamble ended up throwing her rock away. They were lying 1, and they were happy with that, so it's now 2-2 after 4 ends of play in the other semifinal. Back to our featured game here. Lay wrench with a deuce in the fourth end to go up 3-2 over Kleiter. Yes, loving the chat here. The folks are chiming in and they're chatting. Folks, get on over to the Curling Zone feed. Subscribe to the channel and come say hello. We got Abby Martin tuned in from Melfort, Saskatchewan, cheering on Nancy. Good morning, Abby, and welcome to the feed. Speaking of bricks, Braden Brickheim from the Martensville area chimes in. And he is asking about Eugene Ritzick's method of sweeping. You know, Eugene has done a pile of work with sweeping. They've done studies with university students to try to determine what is the most effective way to sweep a curling rock, to hold it straight, make it curl, whether or not you can scratch the ice. And if you're ever curious as to what his findings are, feel free to reach out to Ask Eugene. I promise you, he would love to tell you about it. Kleiter tandem, line 3 here with Hammer in the 5th end, absolutely loading that 4-foot up. Folks, the Bucharacts are upstairs, and they must be buying drinks for people after we recently learned that the Bucharacts historically in Saskatchewan make 13.49% more than the median average of wage earnings. Must be a wealthy family, folks. Wikipedia doesn't lie. Stevie pops up real quick, coming with the smoke here in the 5th end, looking for the in-off. And makes an absolute heater of a shot. Rolling dead frozen. Let's take a look at that replay. Stevie popping up, getting on the sweep. Makes contact with his red, rolls over, right in front of the yellow. The bad part about that shot, no lemons left the rings. I seen 2 cherries fly, but the good news, well, Stevie Laypipe is line 1, somewhat frozen on the back of the button. Up 3-2 here in the 5th end. Rylan the Rocket here giving this some thought. If it were me, I would play the out turn, 3/4, board weight, or even try to get to nose if you can with a hack waiter. Would leave you in a good situation. But folks, there's a reason they're out on the ice curling, and I'm stuck in my office commentating. We'll leave this curling to the athletes out on the ice. Clint Walker on the chat says, what an absolute pistol by Stevie Leichlong. Teresa jumps in and says, nice shot. Folks, get in on the chat, ask your questions. Let's have some fun in the latter half of this curling game. I know they're having fun down on the ice. Rylan needs to make this curl here, looking to hit half or thicker. Good news and bad news there. Good news is there is 4 yellows in the rings and you have Hammer. Bad news is once Stevie Leichlong locks this out-turn draw onto the corner of that yellow, he's going to be sitting real pretty. Folks, the fans are on the edges of their seats watching this action here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Coach Dean Kleiter typically has a siesta for the first 4 ends, but I assure you he's going to wake up here now for the last half of this curling game. The winner gets a chance to compete in the final of this Provincial Doubles Championships here in Swift Current. Layhorn yanks the chain a little bit, comes up light. And Rylan, the Rocket, is looking at the thick half rock off his own to lie 4-3 all buried. So although you want to make shots, it's not always about what you make, it's what you leave. Hey, look at that. We have some of the Swift Current Curling Club president, Melody Robertson, and longtime volunteer, Wayne Oakman, two absolute beauties here at the Swift Current Curling Club. Thank them for all the work they do, volunteering to make sure these athletes have the opportunity to compete. Folks, we have over 100 viewers on the Curl Sask live stream, 60 viewers on the Swift Current Curling Club stream, and close to 50 viewers here on the Curling Zone feed. Watching Rylan flip this out turn a hair too wide. That was an opportunity miss, folks. Opportunity to live 4 with hammer. And he just pinched it a little bit wide. Old Stuart Ector, I believe he must be in the building, as it sounds like he knows exactly how many fans are in the building tuning in, watching this mixed doubles semifinal action. Old Stewie, where are you tuning in from? Nancy Martin here with her last rock for the Martin Laycock twosome here in the 5th end. It looks like she's elected to play an intern. Steve-O jumps on it quick, right out of his hand. Out of her hand, I should say. Although one should never assume. Stevie trying to hold this safe, get a little chap and roll to lie 2. And I believe she may have accomplished that. Or has she? If yellow is shot rock, there is an out-turn draw for 2. Rylan's having a close look at that. An ounce more curl there on that shot, and I think Nancy would have been really happy, line 2 all buried in the 5th end. Great thing about this curling stadium is you don't actually have to physically be in the arenas anymore. We bring the curling right to your doorstep. My boy Stuart Ector tuning in from Elbow, Saskatchewan. There's a nice shot of many of the events the Swift Current Curling Club has hosted this year, including the Canadian Mixed National Championships, and then the prestigious Nutrien Ag Solution Western Showdown, which saw the likes of Kevin Cooey, Nicholas Adine, Silvana Tiranzoni, Anna Hasselborg all come to Swift Current and battle it out for a combined purse of over $100,000 here in the Swift Current Curling Club, folks. Looking like this team has elected, timeout called. That will bring Father Time, Dean Kleiter, out onto the ice to have a peek at this situation. Excellent time for a timeout. This is a crucial end with a crucial opportunity to score a multiple. And old Father Time just wanted to come down and have a little better look at it, see if he can offer up some guidance or advice. Dean Kleiter, an absolute Saskatchewan curling juggernaut in his day. He's now changed ball caps and has been one of the top coaches here for junior curlers in Saskatchewan. Obviously coaching several teams to national junior championships over the years. Dean is a wealth of knowledge. He certainly doesn't have a wealth of hair. As the timeout expires, Dean will retreat back to his perch and possibly go back into another siesta. Mind you, he may want to tune in to see the final shot of this end here. I believe they've elected to play the in-off. Geez, it's got me scratching my head. I'm not sure if anything good happens from the in-off. They must believe red is shot rock, although it looks like yellow is shot to me. There's no chance yellow is shot, otherwise the out-turn draw for 2 would be the play all day. Madison looking for the out-turn heater. Little grimace on her face typically means she's not liking it. Cooks it a hair wide, and we got some airmail, folks. Now it boils down to who is shot rock. Clearly they think they know. I certainly don't know from my blurry 420p screen I'm watching. Let's wait to see what gets marked up. But we'll find out exactly after this short break, I assure you that. Stick around, folks.
You silence the doubters. You get the best tools. You work with the right people. You look to the future and bust through.
There's no doubt running any kind of farm comes with day-to-day challenges. We built a new facility 2 years ago. Technology has totally revolutionized dairy farming. Fast Milk gives us the tools to provide high quality standard of milk, making sure our equipment is all well taken care of, make sure that those animals are housed and cared for appropriately. They continue to push us with their standards to make sure that it just gets better and better.
New at Asham. Whether you're in the hack or kicking back, live it in style in the new Throwin' Stones line exclusively by Asham. Curling is more than a sport, it's a lifestyle. Check out our website at asham.com.
When you buy a lottery ticket in Saskatchewan, your money really goes a long way. More than 12,000 sport, culture, and recreation groups receive funding from Sask Lotteries every year. Everyone wins.
Welcome back, folks. Quick update for you in our other semifinal action. In the 5th end, it was a steal of 1 for the Duke and Christie as they lead 3-2 with 3 ends to play in that semifinal matchup. And in our featured game, Martin and Laycock with a steal of 1. Taking a 4-2 lead over Kleiter here as we play the 6th end. Well, Stevie Lay socket with his preferred in-turn draw, which he seems to make a pile of. Looking to come around this center guard and get one into the top of the rings. And glue it onto that yellow one. Pistol of a shot. Absolute weapon to that in-turn of Stevie's. Chatting with Nancy there before the game, and I asked her what she wanted for her birthday. And her one and only wish was that old Stevie Lay could make as many out turns as he does in turns. Looks like Coach Kleiter in the back has dozed off into a siesta here. I'm sure he will awake from his slumber there as we get closer to the 7th or 8th end here. Seems odd, but Rylan on this one right out of his hand. Only in mixed doubles curling, folks, can you go hard on a rock right out of your own hand. Granted, Braden Brickheim had to a few times a couple weeks ago at the Nutana Tankard. Nice little shot of that step stool there. Excellent camera work from producer James. Although I think he was highlighting some of the great sponsors the Swift Current Curling Club has. No shout out to all the sponsors who partner with curlers, curling clubs, curling organizations. It is impossible for this sport to continue to grow and flourish without the support of partnerships from the business community, for sure. So on behalf of all the sponsors of these teams, of this curling event, and curling in general, you can see them plastered in the ice, plastered along the sides. The support is extremely appreciated. We definitely couldn't do it without you. Like to give a shout out and say hello to Bonnie Brickheim. She typically can be found tuned in watching curling on live streams, whether she's at home and often when she's at work. Looking like Rylan might attempt a triple here, and it is certainly there. I would say you need to hit about 2/3 of that red one with parking lot weight, as my man Trevor Bothrow would say. And all three reds could disappear. This one's going to be coming at you, folks. Looking to hit about 2/3. I think he's got it. Oh. Just a fraction thinner, and I believe all the reds explode out of there. But that's a great result for the Kleiter tandem. Let's see that again. Just a fraction thinner on that top one. Possibly could have got all three. I believe the Kleiters will be quite happy with the result of that shot. Rylan's definitely a big-time player. He has the ability to make all types of shots out there. The Kleiters losing the provincial mixed doubles final to the Bucharaks last year in Weyburn, Saskatchewan. They are looking to get some redemption this year. But to do that, they will have to get through this Martin Layhorn team, who is playing them tough this morning here at Swift Current. Old Stevie with an absolute pistol there. If he comes a hair deeper, there's another run back, short run back double to potentially get 4 in the rings. Steve's always been known as a very aggressive skip, and that was an aggressive play with that out-turn draw to the top of the forefoot. And he made her perfect. Looking to me like I would throw about a board weight, 2/3 rock. Hopefully kill the one Steve just threw, roll to the ring, and get 4 lemons in the rings. And then you'll see old Stevie Lay Wrench pucker up a hair. So, I believe it was what the Kleiters were after, but not a very great result. Where that yellow ended up, it completely guards the rock right on the button. And the Kleiters really have no access to get it out of there. The goal was on that run back was to roll off and expose that back red. In a bit of trouble here. Nancy Martin looking to keep the pressure on. It appears she will play the in-turn hit in the back and possibly even the double. Nancy makes the nose hit, leaves red line shot rock and 3rd rock. Madison Kleiter is going to attempt a short run back to score 2 here, but I'm not quite sure it's there. Now had the Swift Current Curling Club general manager allowed head ice technician Jason Broughton to touch up the rocks before the event like he certainly wanted to, I would say this shot would be there. But due to the financial costs of sandpaper, the tight general manager of the Swift Current Curling Club here opted to just let it ride. And as a result, this rock will not curl up enough, and it'll be a steal of 1 for Lay Wrench and Nancy Martin here after 6 ends of play. And that's a big steal with a 3-point lead with 2 ends left to play. Folks, go top up your Baileys. I promise you we're about to see a power play when we come back from this short commercial break.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
At Viterra, we believe in the power of connection. Our world-leading agriculture network connects producers and consumers to supply top-quality food ingredients each and every day. Our team takes great pride in working closely with farmers to help feed the world. It's something we've been doing for over 100 years. And as an industry leader, we're dedicated to playing a critical role in meeting the needs of a growing world. Because together, we're stronger and achieve more.
Excellent shot there of head ice official for this year's event, Jan Pogo. She has done an excellent job keeping these curlers in line. And anytime you have any member from the Height clan in one of your events, you know you're going to have your hands full. And Jan has done an excellent job keeping these curlers to task and making sure that the event goes off without a hitch. So as promised, folks, you're seeing the power play. Kleiter's electing to use the power play here in the 7th end. Nancy with her first looking to push that red into the rings and roll out. And it slightly backfires as she pushes that red into the rings and sticks around for a guard. Madison's going to look to throw the intern, come around, and lie 2 around that corner guard if possible. So with the free guard zone rule, and that accounts for rocks that are in the rings and in front of the rings, those yellows cannot be removed from play quite yet. So although they're wide open, they cannot be removed from play. Steve and Nancy electing to just draw to the top of the button and try to take control of the center of the rings. Folks, we're up to 50 viewers here on the Curling Zone feed. The chat is open. Please feel free to comment, chime in, say hello, ask a question, make a comment, or even criticize the commentator who drew the short straw and had to commentate bright and early this morning and all weekend. My name is Chris Heichert. Hopefully you've been enjoying the commentary. Nothing worse than watching featured curling games without anybody on the mic. Possibly the only thing worse might be me on the mic. But my name is Chris. I've been having some fun with you guys all weekend. My apologies to all the curlers that I know I've offended at some point. All in good fun. And thank you for your understanding as we have some fun out here with these curlers while they compete for a provincial title. Rylan looking to throw up the corner guard. It overcurls just slightly on him, exposing one of the yellows. But I believe with Stevie Laycock's parking lot draw weight, those reds will create catchers if they try to hit it. Looking at our other featured game, an absolute mess of rocks in the rings. Duke Bohr, never a doubt. He's in the rings looking to sweep something at all times. I can't exactly tell what the final result is on that game, but we will update you as soon as we know. My girl, Rihanna Kay, chimes in, and she can't believe that folks get to watch curling from the comfy of their own house, their own rocking chair, or even sitting on the throne after a couple cups of morning coffee. Free of charge, folks. You can tune in and watch curling at the Swift Current Curling Club anytime. Unlike hockey, where Live Barn charges a monthly fee, we bring this to you for free. So thank you for tuning in, supporting, watching, being interactive and commenting. If any of your hometown curling clubs are interested in making Curling Stadium a go at their club, please feel free to reach out to somebody. We can bring this right to your own curling club, and you too can have old Stevie Laypipe and Nancy Martin, the birthday girl, and the brother-sister Kleiter combo in your club on the stream. Looks like Rylan is electing to play a freeze on one of those back rocks. At minimum, the Kleiters will be looking to score a deuce here. Rylan had excellent line on that freeze attempt, but it was a foot too heavy. And Stevie Lay Socket should have the ability to pick this rock out of there, although Rylan moved that rock back far enough that if Stevie Layhorn picks this out, yellow will be shot rock buried around those corner guards over on the side there. Rylan already discussing with sister where we should put the next rock. And they're gonna have to gamble here. No, not Christy gamble, but actually gamble and possibly play that in-turn come around. Pray that curls enough and gets buried. That's the way they're gonna generate 2 or 3 points here in this end. I hear Nancy bellowing through the glass here at the club, so Stevie's going to have to go on this one. Steve absolutely cleans up everything. Rylan wastes no time. He will play that in-turn draw to try to get 2 buried. And this is his best opportunity to score 3. Teresa, if you're still watching, I discussed junior deuce. This is an excellent example. If Team Kleiters wanted to go after the junior deuce, they would just split the rings and go to the open side. The teams would exchange hits, and they would get their deuce. But ain't nobody got time for junior deuces when you're in a provincial semifinal. Kleiter's going after 3 here, and thus he's going to try to wrap another one around this corner guard. Risk versus reward, folks. Rylan's got a nice one here if he can get this one to dance. Gotta go, buddy. Gotta go. He gets it to the rings, and he gets a piece tucked. And now it's decision time. Teresa, like I talked about, it's risk versus reward. He now has a potential chance if she flashes or racks to score 3. But he also risked her herring by the guard, making the double and getting nothing. Had they played for the junior deuce and split the rings on the other side, they would have almost but been guaranteed their 2. But 2's not what they're after, being down 3 with only 2 ends to play, so they went after it here, and Rylan made a heck of a shot. It would have been nice to get a sliver more curl. Coach Father Time in the back there. It looks like he's risen from his slumber, and he's going to tune in to see the final shots of this 7th end. Looked like Nancy set that back just a sliver. Eugene Retzik method of carving. We got us some airmail, folks. My buddy Davey Kitby, the postman, the airmail. And that, my friend Teresa, is how you generate 3 points and not just settle for the junior deuce. Madison Kleiter with the draw to the paint for 3 and to tie this game up going into the final end. Look at the fans in the back, folks. That gentleman hasn't moved this whole game. Sitting on the edge of his seat. We are action-packed in Swift Current, Saskatchewan here. Not too often Madison's going to miss this draw. She's had her draw weight all weekend. And she is going to put this one right on the tee line. Maybe even a sliver deep, but that's all she needs to do to score 3 in the 7th end. And to tie this ball game up 5-5. Folks, I can't wait. Stevie Layhorn will be using his power play in this final end. We'll be back after this quick break. Don't go nowhere, folks.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
When we were first looking at these e-bikes, I read the reviews. What they talked about was an e-bike grin, and I had no idea what an e-bike grin was, but the first time I powered that bike up, I had the biggest smile on my face. It was unbelievable, because unless you own one or have driven one, you really have no idea what that feeling is like. It's hard to describe.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans of all genders, welcome back for the 8th end of this semifinal action versus Martin Laycock and Kleiter. We are in for a ring-a-ding-dandy of a finish, folks. Stephen Laypipe elects to use the power play, and they go with the corner guard setup. Madison Kleiter ignores those two on the left, and she throws up a tight center guard here in the 8th end. The Kleiters will have to steal a point if they want to move on to the provincial final. Stuart Hector chimes in on the chat. He says, we got us a ball game here, folks. And that we do. It's mixed curling. Anything can happen. We'll possibly get another shot if we can at the other semifinal action. I know they were in an absolute heater over there, but the Duker Boar was slowly starting to claw away with that one. Nancy playing a little pick and roll. Rylan's going to try to get this right out of play if possible. And I tell you what, I've seen some good shots in my time. That was one of the better ones. Good shots didn't come from me, of course. I've just seen other people make them. That was a pistol. Nancy, the belated birthday girl, has come to play here in the 8th end. She has one more rock to throw. Possibly will be the last rock thrown of this provincial semifinal. Rylan the Rocket looking to throw the center guard up. replace that. I still don't know how many rocks it takes in this free guard zone here in the mixed curling, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks in play, and I think she's fair game to do some peeling now. The 4-foot is wide open. Steve gets up and waddles after his rock to give it a little bit of a scrub. Needs to roll out. Stevie Lay Wrench makes no mistake. Nice little peel there. And I think you're going to see 2 more peels come out of his hand here, keeping that 8-foot wide open for them to score. Kleiter's electing to change their strategy. Looking over, she's a 3-3 tie ball game, playing the 7th in the other semifinal matchup. Both teams getting quite low on time with a full end left to play. There's Jill Springer. I've kind of confessed a little bit of my crush this weekend over the airwaves. Please don't let her know that, because that is one big unit of a husband. That game will come down to the wire, folks, and we will keep you posted as well. Intern tap. Christy Gamble gets it right into the 4-foot and makes that for 2, possibly 3. And that is a big end for the Duke and Gamble here in their semifinal action. Not many guarantees in life, folks. There's only 3 of them as far as I know. Death, taxes, and the fact that if there are rocks moving in the ring somewhere, Dustin Keltoff will be in there sweeping something. I can assure you that. Kleiter's grasping at straws here. They are going to use this rock thrown by Steve as a guard and potentially try to wrap one around it. Surely that young buck in the back there has to take a bathroom break at some point. Steve with a nice haircut. Braden Stewart chimes in on the chat and asks, Chris, why no backswing from Stevie Layhorn on his peels? Well, I claim to have all the answers, but that might be one I don't have an answer for. I've been curling with Steve now for a couple years, and every single shot he throws that's bigger weight than normal to firm, he 100% of the time uses the backswing on those peels. And he just threw a couple peels here with no backswing, so that has me baffled. Between you and I would love to see him do away with the backswing. Often, curlers try to throw more weight than necessary, but by trying to throw more weight, you sacrifice accuracy. Oh, Father Time's on the move, folks. We're going to get Dean the Cricket Kleiter out here. Time was ticking down. The Kleiters are just looking for some fatherly advice on what to do now. Again, as I've stated before, Dean is a wealth of knowledge, coaching many teams on a national stage over the years. Great haircut by Dean. Pogo barking at him a little bit. Dean being told to stay off that other sheet. Jan Pogo has done an excellent job enforcing the rules, keeping Mitch Height in line. answering all of Brett Barber's complaints and ensuring that this event runs smoothly. And smooth it has. Nice little shot at some of the local partners to the Swift Current Curling Club. Proudly hanging on the wall, we thank you for your support of curling in Southwest Saskatchewan and the Swift Current Curling Club. We could not do this without you. Folks, we're at a couple hundred on the Curl Sask feed. Creeping up on 70 viewers on the Curling Zone feed. And we're also creeping in on that 100 on the Swift Current Curling Club feed. Folks, what a game we've all been blessed with watching. After that timeout, it looks like Dean convinced the brother-sister combo to just throw up the center guard. Lots of shrapnel around the sides of the rings for this peel to bounce off of. I've seen it many a times where you play this peel and you run it back onto that other yellow, and then it rolls into the 4-foot or the 8-foot. Steve will play the intern peel here. And if made successfully, that will leave the Kleiters with the out turn draw to the back of the 8-foot. Chip in a chair. They're hoping they about only have a prayer. Out turn draw, ideally if they could get half buried, maybe just tickling the 4-foot half buried would be about the best result they could do here. No chance. Dean Kleiter was falling back asleep in this last end. It's right down to the wire, folks. We've seen Madison make many great draws so far this weekend, and she would love to have one more pistol here in the 8th. Going to need to get some late finish here. Old Stevie Lay jumps on that rock and they clear the women and children out of the way. That will be a score of 2 for Laycock Martin, and they will advance to the Provincial Mixed Doubles Finals here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. A little fist bump from the two. Excellent game and great showing all weekend from Madison Kleiter and Rylan Kleiter. I'd like to thank all the viewers for tuning in. We will be back for the final at 1 p.m. It will be Stephen Nancy versus the winner of the Duke here. And it's coming down to the last couple shots in this game as well. Maybe we can sweet talk producer James into letting us watch the end of this game on this stream speed. Red is line 2. Dustin Keltoff, I believe, with his last. Campbell Keltoff up 6-3 here in this last end. Springers will need 3 to stay alive. Excellent camera work from James, the way he pans the view. Attaboy, that's better. Dukabor on his own rock. They're looking to move some reds out of the rings if possible. Hares by the guard. He removes one red, rolls over to the 4-foot to lie shot rock. Garrett Springer's going to have a hit and roll back behind cover. Cole, the Ukrainian, 10-2, chimes in and says Ole Horn got his revenge on Kleiter. Yeah, well, not a lot of good that does for me, Cole, is it? Curling is great sport that way, where one time one team can beat you, the next time you can beat that team. The talent in this province is extremely high. And it's nice to see the different teams win and certainly have some great games against each other. Is that Ryan Fry in the background watching curling? Same haircut. Lots of time discussing this one here. You got Bruce Dagg, local member of the Swift Current Curling Club. Works for Trinity Biochem, proud sponsors of Steve Laycock's men's curling team. Not sure what the call here is. I would assume the hit and roll under. Amazing to have all these different camera angles and views right here in the Swift Current Curling Club. Curling Stadium does wonders to bring curling to you right inside your home. Big unit jumps up to watch this one. Christy Gamble almost doing a nose plant there over the bumper pads. The big unit elects to just play the draw around that corner guard, and he made it pretty good, although I still think a piece is showing. Decision time now for the Keltoff Gamble twosome. Is there enough showing to kill those reds? Keith Aaron's in the background. Old boy with white hair. Been a curling club member here for coming up on a century now. The Duke will hold the broom. Christy Gamble will attempt to kill one of those reds and win this game here and advance to the provincial doubles final. Folks, we'll be bringing the final to you at 1 p.m. sharp. There's a chance you'll be stuck listening to me babble for that one as well. For the win, Christy Gamble just needs to remove one of those red rocks from play. Not a broom laid to it yet. Looks a hair wide, but she makes no mistake, actually making the double. And that will end that game, folks. We will have a Dustin Keltoff, Christy Gamble versus Nancy Martin, and Steve Laycock provincial final here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in to watch, got interactive and chatted on the chat here. We will see you back at 1 o'clock, folks. It's been a pleasure to commentate for you. I'm Chris Heichert. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.